Today, we are diving into something really big, figuring out what you actually want in life so that you can then set the goals that you want. Now, I'm not getting into goal setting in this video, but I am going to show you some of my favorite exercises for figuring out what you want and really honing in on the things that are important for you. I got a comment on a YouTube video the other day where someone was mentioning that they kind of struggled to figure out how to set a goal or what goals they should pick. And so I thought this would be a really important video to create because a lot of times it is hard to figure out of all the options out there in the world, what do we want? So hopefully this is the video for that. If we haven't met yet, my name is Isabel, and on this channel we talk all about embracing your weird in order to build a better brand, business, and life. So let's go. There's 3 exercises that I love, and I usually do these exercises at least once a year to get clarity on what I want, what's important for me, where my life is, and where I want it to be. These exercises help me not only understand what I want, but also usually motivate me to get started, because once I have that really clear vision, I'm really excited to figure out how to get there. So grab a cozy notebook and a pen if you're a paper person like me. If not, open like a document on your computer or something where you can write a note. Maybe grab a cozy drink as well, and let's get into it. First up is the ideal day exercise. Now, you might have heard about this one. The goal is simple. Imagine a regular day 10 years from now if you were living your ideal life. What do you do when you get up? What does your bed feel like? What do you have for breakfast? Are you cooking breakfast? Is someone else cooking it for you? Who are you spending your day with? Are you going to work? Do you work? Do you have pets? Do you not have pets? Are you exercising first thing in the morning? Are you exercising in the afternoon? Are you not exercising at all because you figured out how to live a healthy life without exercising? Figure out what that ideal day looks like. Now, here's the thing. It's important that you pick a regular day. Don't pick like, oh yes, in 10 years, the day I won the lottery. No, pick a day that would be a very normal day for you, but if you were living your ideal life. So maybe that means that you have a chauffeur and you don't have to drive around, or you don't have to take public transportation. Maybe that means that you live near the beach. Maybe it means that you live in the mountains. Maybe it means that you own, I don't know, a 10-acre ranch and have horses. It's your dream, not mine. You're the one who has to figure out what it is. But try to be really, really detailed and really hone in on what those details are that would make you feel like I made it. I actually did it. How are you spending your evenings? Are you eating at home? Are you eating out? The key here is really to just let your imagination run wild, but always focusing on things you would actually want. So if you want, I don't know, let's say you hate city living. Well, then don't say that in 10 years you're living in New York, right? Well, New York City is what I mean. Really focus on things that would make you extremely happy, okay? Once you have this done, set it aside. I don't even want you to read it. And we're gonna go directly into exercise number 2. And exercise number 2 is my favorite. It is called minimum and maximum levels. It is the best exercise I've ever done to not only motivate me to go after my dream life, but also help me sit in gratitude with where I am and focus on the next step instead of like the big goal, if that makes sense. So this exercise has 2 parts. First part, you're gonna write your maximum level. What's your maximum level? Your ideal life. Your ultimate dream life, the life you're aiming for if you could have absolutely every single thing that you want. This can be as modest or extravagant as you want. It is your vision after all, but I really want you to spend some time honing what your dream life is like. Where are you living? Who are you living with? What does your home look like? Again, do you have pets? What do you do for work if you work? What do you have investments if you have investments? Really write down all the details. Do you travel? Where do you travel? How often do you travel? Do you have kids? Are you married? Are your kids biological or are they adopted? Like anything. Every single detail you can think of that you'd absolutely love to have in your life. You should already be, how do I say this? You should already have some ideas based on the ideal day exercise. That's why we do that one first, because it starts to let your imagination run wild. But this one is more of a general thing. It's not specific to a day. It's more of like, what is your life like? What does your wardrobe look like? What are you eating? What does your kitchen look like? Anything that you want. What is your maximum level if you had everything that you want? Now, once you're done, I want you to set that aside and I want you to write out your minimum levels. What is the life that you would be content with if things didn't go as planned? So in maximum level, we got everything we wanted. In the minimum level, we're living a content life, but it's a simplified version of that maximum vision. It is the things that are really important. So in your maximum level, you might have a beachfront mansion. Whereas in your minimum level, you might say, I live no more than 10 minutes away from the beach. Because being really close to the beach is important, but you could be content living 5 minutes away from the beach. Your ideal would be the beachfront mansion, but you'd be content with living 5 minutes away from the beach, right? Again, I want you to spend some time, 5-10 minutes, writing this out, figuring out what is important to you and the kind of thing that you'd be really excited about, even if it's not 100% your ideal life. Here's the beauty of this exercise. Once you have both your maximum and your minimum levels written out, I want you to compare them. And I want you to ask yourself, what do they have in common? Because the things that they have in common are the most important things to you. Going back to that beachfront mansion example, if on your maximum levels you have a beachfront mansion and on your minimum levels you have live no more than 5 minutes from the beach, you know that living close to the beach is important for you. So how can we make that happen? If on your maximum levels you have, I don't know, live-in house cleaner, right? And on your minimum level, you have someone who helps you 1 day a week clean your house, like someone who comes and cleans your house 1 day a week. Well, now you know that it's important to you to have support in cleaning and maintaining your home. That is the important thing, not necessarily how many days it is, right? Now, here's the other thing. Your minimum level, I want you to read through it and ask yourself, how close is my current life to my minimum level? When I did this exercise the first time, I was surprised by how many things from my minimum level I already had. And this is where the gratitude comes in, right? It was great. How does it feel to know that there's things on your minimum level that you already have? But here's the other thing. I didn't have all of them, right? And you might only have like 1 or 2. But then the next question is, if I'm not at my minimum level yet, what are the 3 to 5 changes that I could try to make this year that would get me there? Not there as in my full minimum level, but closer to my minimum level. Are there any changes that I could make immediately that would get me closer to my minimum level? And these are the things where like your goals, your next goals start popping up, right? Because maybe it's hiring a house cleaner that comes once a week and you want to be able to do that before the end of the year. Okay, how much is that going to cost me? How much extra money do I have to make from my business in order to do that? Or how do I set money aside from my paycheck in order to be able to do that? Whatever it is, right? But you now have a goal. This exercise can really give you so much perspective, not only on what really matters to you, but also on what you already have that you might not appreciate, right? And sometimes appreciating the minimum level, that simplicity, also feels really, really good. Now, if you're enjoying this video, I'd really appreciate it if you like, comment, and subscribe. This is a newer channel and I'm really excited to grow it. Also, let me know in the comments, what is one thing you noticed about your minimum life that you could probably add this year to your current life if you set your mind to it? Finally, we're wrapping it up with the start, stop, and continue list. This is the third and final exercise. And yes, these kind of have to be done in order. This is where we take everything we've uncovered in the first 2 exercises and turn it into something a little bit more actionable. So, based on your ideal day and your maximum minimum level exercises, I want you to make 3 lists. List number 1 is things you'd like to start doing. So let's say that you put in your ideal day that you volunteer at the soup kitchen every week because you have the time to do that. Okay, maybe one of the things you'd like to start doing is volunteer at the soup kitchen once a month because that's all your time will allow for right now. But at least you're moving closer to your goal. Second list, things you'd like to stop doing. Maybe you've realized that people pleasing isn't on the list in your ideal day, isn't on the list in your maximum or minimum levels. So maybe you'd like to stop people pleasing. Some of these things will be more concrete, such as buying a blue car, and some of them will be more emotional or less concrete in the thing of like stop people pleasing, let go of perfectionism, be better at boundaries, right? And the third list is things you'd like to continue doing. There's always things that we're already doing that will bring us closer to our ideal life. So maybe you're already journaling every day or meditating every day or exercising every day. I don't know what it is, but you do. What are the things that you want to continue doing in order to keep bringing and making your ideal life closer? This list will also help you look and see your goals more clearly in a more actionable way. But speaking of goals, the reason I like doing these exercises first is because this is a way to set goals that actually matter to you. It is a way to not say, oh, I want to start exercising this year. Why? Well, because exercise is good for you. Well, yeah. And so is journaling and meditating and eating healthy. But why did you say exercise? Well, because I heard that you should exercise. Well, that's not motivating at all. But if you say, oh, you know what? I really want to start volunteering at my local dog shelter because one of my big goals is to say in 10 years that I've rescued over 1,000 dogs. That's motivating. Now, there's one more thing I want you to do with these exercises. Once you've done this, all of this. And the reason I'm mentioning this at the end is because it's easy to get caught up in overthinking I would have mentioned this before. I want you to go back and read everything you wrote in all 3 exercises. So your start, stop, and continue lists, your minimum, maximum levels, and your ideal day. And I want you to ask yourself, is there anything on this stuff that I've written that I don't actually want, that I feel like I should want, or that I feel like other people want for me, or that I feel like I have to do? If the answer is yes, cross it out. The only thing we want on this exercises, on these answers, are things that you actually want, things that make you happy, things that fill you up. Not what society wants, not what my parents want, not what your friends want, not what your partner wants, what you want. Look through the list, be honest, see if there's anything that you added that you don't actually care about. Take it out. And there you have it. 3 powerful exercises for figuring out what you want. When done in order, they kind of impact each other and make them even more powerful. Take the time to think thoughtfully about it. Your dream life is possible, but you have to kind of look at it and see what it is and know what you're chasing. If you try these exercises, I'd love to hear about your experience in the comments. What did you discover about yourself? Is there anything that surprised you? And if you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that like button. And also, I'd really, really appreciate it if you share this video with someone that you think would find this helpful. As always, stay weird, stay wild. I make new videos every single Friday, so I'll see you in the next one.